Welcome back to the Ryoko Show. I'm so happy you're here. Today, we are talking about something that's really important when we pursue our dreams. It's about celebrating your progress and seeing the power of small steps along the way. We often get caught up in celebrating big wins, the promotions, milestones, and achievements. But if we only focus on those, we miss the beauty of every moment and tiny victories that shape who we are becoming. It's easy to feel discouraged by the gap between where we are and where we want to be. But progress isn't just in the big leaps. It's in the small, consistent steps we take daily. Every time you choose to try again, honor your boundaries, or keep going despite setbacks, you are moving forward. So it's important to celebrate those moments because every step counts and you are closer than you think. So let's talk about how you can start celebrating your journey every single step of the way. When was the last time you truly celebrated something small you did? We often so focus on the next big thing, next goal, and next milestone and next achievement. And we forget to take a moment and look back how far we've come. We get wrapped up in thinking we need to accomplish something huge to feel like we are making progress. But the truth is, progress isn't just about big leaps. It's the small steps that, when we add it together, create a journey of transformation. A few years ago, I was just starting out in my coaching journey, and I remember feeling so overwhelmed. I had this big vision for my business, and I was constantly thinking about what I hadn't achieved yet. I was looking at others who seemed to have it all figured out, and I was comparing myself to them. It was hard to see the progress I had made because I was always focusing on what was still missing. But then one day, I took a moment to reflect. I looked at everything I had accomplished, the little things, the steps that didn't seem so significant at the time, but added up to something much bigger. I celebrated launching my website, even though it wasn't as polished as I wanted to be. I celebrated recording my first podcast episode, even though I felt so nervous and not sure what I was talking about. And I celebrated my first coaching client, even though I hadn't yet reached the number of clients I envisioned. It was in that moment that I realized every small step I took was a victory. And those little moments of progress were the foundation of the big things that were coming. We often think that success is all about the big milestones, the promotions, the recognitions, and the breakthroughs. But in reality, success is a series of small, consistent actions. It's the days when you don't feel like getting out of bed, but do anyway. It's the moments when you chose to say no to something that doesn't serve you, even though it feels hard. And it's the times when you push through self-doubt and take the small step forward despite your fears. These moments are not insignificant. They are the building blocks of who you are becoming. And one of the things I've learned in my own journey is that it's easy to get discouraged when you focus only on the end goal. We live in a world that celebrates big achievements, graduations, promotions, launches, awards. But while those things are worth celebrating, they aren't the only milestones that matter. Every choice you make, every action you take is moving you toward your highest potential. So let's take a moment to reflect on the little things that you've done recently that are worth celebrating. Have you ever made a small decision that felt like it was too simple to matter? Maybe it was choosing to go for a walk when you didn't feel like it, or taking a break when you've been working nonstop. Maybe it was speaking up for yourself when you usually would have stayed quiet, or starting a journal to reflect on your thoughts. These things, while they seem small, are steps toward the bigger picture. They are choices that align with the person you are becoming. Each decision you make is a reflection of your growth, your commitment to showing up for yourself, and your willingness to move forward even when it feels like the progress is slow. It's so easy to discount those small wins, but they are important. They show you that you are on the right path. They remind you that the journey is happening even when it doesn't feel like it. And think about it. How many times have you worked hard towards something and it felt like nothing was happening? But then one day you look back and realize just how far you've come. It's like looking at the plant you've been nurturing for weeks. It might not seem like much is happening on the surface, but underneath there is growth taking place. You just can't always see it in real time. Today, I want to encourage you. What small victories can you celebrate right now? It could be something as simple as setting a boundary that you've been avoiding, saying no to something that drains you, making time for self-care when you usually put others first, choosing progress over perfection, even when you feel like it's not enough, acknowledging your feelings instead of brushing them aside. All of these are significant wins. They might not seem big in the moment, but they are shaping you. They are moving you forward, and they are the proof that you are making progress, no matter how small it seems. I encourage you to take a moment right now to reflect on one or two things that you've done recently that you can celebrate. Maybe it's something that you've been putting off for a while, or maybe it's something that's been on your mind. Whatever it is, honor it and acknowledge it. It's not about perfection. It's about recognizing that every step you take is a part of your journey. It's about celebrating the progress you've made, even when it feels like there is not so much more to do. Sometimes we forget to celebrate ourselves. We forget to honor the effort we put in, even when it doesn't lead to a huge breakthrough. But today, I want to remind you that every effort you make counts. Every day you show up for yourself, even if it's just a little bit, is a victory. The truth is, journey isn't just about the destination. It's about the process, the moments of growth, little steps that added to something greater than you could ever imagine. So take a deep breath with me, close your eyes for a moment, and think about all the little victories in your life. It could be something from today, yesterday, or even last week. Recognize how far you've come. Allow yourself to feel proud of all the progress you've made. And if you can, celebrate those small victories, whether it's treating yourself to something nice, acknowledging your progress in a journal, or simply saying out loud, I'm proud of myself. Take the time to honor your journey. And before we wrap up today's episode, I want to leave you with this. Your journey is uniquely yours. It doesn't have to look like anyone else's, and it doesn't need to follow a particular timeline. The important thing is that you are moving forward step by step, and every step counts. So what small victory can you celebrate today? Well, that's all for today. Thank you so much for being here with me today. I hope this episode has inspired to look at your journey from a new perspective, to recognize the beauty in the small steps, and to celebrate your progress no matter how small it seems. And if you found this episode helpful, I'd love it for you to share it with someone who could use a reminder to celebrate their journey as well. And as always, if you want to dive deeper into changing your life, go to the show note and grab a free guide to learn 5 crucial steps to transform your life. And you can find more details in the show notes. Until next time, remember that every step counts and you are always moving forward, even when it doesn't feel like it. Take care. I'll see you soon. Keep shining.